It all has been so weird, Chris, that I don't think it goes from being so weird to being unweird for 6 months. It's been too weird since the days leading up to the playoff loss to the Rams, when out of the blue, Rob Ninkovich starts talking about Tom Brady possibly retiring, when he'd said all along he's playing through 2022. I mean, I thought I was in the twilight zone the way everybody just gloms onto, well, I guess he's retiring. It's like the guy has said all along he's playing through 2022. And then he's just gone. And then 6 days later, he's talking about never say never, and I don't know how I'll feel in 6 months. Hell, he didn't know how I'd feel in 6 weeks. It's just too weird. And Chris, the thing that really can't be overlooked, this all happens one day after he's at a soccer match in England. Manchester United, the team owned by the same family that owns the Buccaneers. What did I say all along? What Bruce Arians thinks about Tom Brady and what he wants or gets, whatever, doesn't mean crap. What matters is what the Glazers will do. Did Brady try to make a case to the Glazers to let him go? And they just said, no, sorry, you shouldn't have signed the one-year extension last year. I know you signed the one-year extension for cap purposes, but that helped you too. That helped you keep your team together. Don't act like you just did us a favor. That helped you as well. So we've got your rights. We're not letting them go. We're just not. If you don't want to play, that's your prerogative. If you want to play, you're playing for us. Because it's one day later that he announces he's coming back to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I don't think his mind was changed on that day. I mean, again, that's yes. Listen, everybody in football thinks there's a little friction between Brady and Arians. But I've never got the sense that it was like, oh, it's so bad that they'll never be able to reconcile anything. I'd be shocked if anything happened to Bruce Arians. You still got a Super Bowl team. Why mess up the chemistry? There is value to Bruce Arians, certainly.
What if you can improve the chemistry over last year?
Okay, maybe that's a big if.
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, they were the best team in football last year. They just got injured. I mean, they're still right up there with anybody in the league. Period. So that's where I just look at that. Now, as far as the rest of this stuff, listen, if you're Tom Brady and you're going to retire, why would you even say it when you said it? Why wouldn't you sit back and think about it and wait for a while and wait till we get close to free agency? That's when the decision has to be made. There was no reason. There was a decision made early on in the process because he was trying to make a decision to go somewhere else or do something. That would be my 2 cents, reading between the tea leaves, connecting the dots, whatever. So that didn't happen.
So why do you think it failed? Why do you think it failed? It was as simple as the Glazers saying, we're not letting you go?
Well, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe he just couldn't find the right situation to make it work. I do believe that there was probably interest with the 49ers, but man, does he want to go across the country from his son Jack, who we know, loves football and is here in the New York area? That's probably a huge thing that has to deal with that. I know from the real people here. He tried to go down to Miami, everybody. How many damn times do we got to say it?
It was just 2 weeks ago.
I know. He tried to go there. Okay, so people got to just believe me here and you. I mean, that's that. So something happened, and yes, I don't know what happened, whether it was Tampa just said, no, we're not just going to let you go anywhere for nothing. We're going to get proper compensation or whatever. And then he finally realized, wait, okay, all right, I'm stuck here. I do want to play. As I said last week, I talked to somebody, close to the Brady camp who said, hey, I said, what was that on the Thursday show? The person told me literally, Brady said he was going to play to 45. I've never known the guy not to do exactly what he says. So here he is. And, I think you couple that, Mike, with the fact of, something you said. I mean, he's still really good. He's not going to be able to digest training camp and early NFL regular season football and look at some of these quarterbacks like you've always said and go, oh man, they're good. I'm glad I'm sitting here at home. He's going to go, no, screw them. I'm better than them. I don't know why I'm not out there. So he can't, that fire's still there. Man, you're the quarterback of the Bucs in the NFC. The NFC is sucky ducky. I mean, it's sucky ducky. It's unbelievable. It's there to be had. It's unbelievable. I mean, 3 out of the 4 divisions are like average at best. You have the NFC West and you got the Bucs in the South, and there's nothing else to worry about. It's unbelievable. So I understand all that, and that's why it's exciting. And I think why you and I both didn't believe, at least we went from he won't retire, there's no way he'll play to 45, to what? He's going to retire, and I thought he was really done. And then you're right, 5 days after that, we were going, he's not really done. And we've been saying that ever since. It's just crazy. It really is.
And this all came from him.
Yeah.
This all came from him. It started with him on his podcast 6 days after he retired. It continued. He was sprinkling little things here and there. We played earlier the video of his interaction with Cristiano Ronaldo, which Brady did on his Instagram story, where you can hear Ronaldo saying, you good?
Right.
Or you're finished, right? And Brady does that. Here it comes, right for it. He gives Benny the jersey, which is nice. Hey, you good? You're finished, right? You're finished, right? You finished?
That camera's on right now. I'm supposed to wait for the announcement till tomorrow,
and
the Glazers told me.
Put it on
Look at that.
the Instagram. He chose to put that, people, on his Instagram. I mean, that was going to be our top story anyway.
Yeah.
But it's a couple hours after that hits the fan that he announces he's coming back. Look, there's no accidents. There's no coincidences.
That's right.
That's why I think there's something more than meets the eye here.
Yeah, I hear
I don't think it's as simple as Tom Brady relented to the pressure that his wife has been placing on him for 6 years to retire, and that's why he did it. And after moping around the house for the past 6 weeks and sitting around watching Judge Judy, she just finally threw her hands in the air and said, okay, you want to go back. She's like, Adrian waking up from the coma saying, there's one thing I want you to do for me, win. Boom. I don't think that happened.
Right.
I don't think it went down like that. I think there was a different play that he ultimately couldn't pull.
Yeah.
He ultimately didn't have the cards to do what he wanted to do.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.